Queen Anne of Romania, born Princess Anne Antoinette Françoise Charlotte Zita Marguerite of Bourbon Parma on the 18th of September 1923 in Paris, France. She was the wife of King Michael I of Romania. She married Michael in 1948, the year after he had abdicated the throne. Nonetheless, she was known after the marriage as Queen Anne. She was the only daughter of Prince Rhene of Borbun Parma and Princess Margrethe of Denmark. With her 3 brothers she spent her childhood in France. To her family she was known as Nain. Their holidays were spent alternately at the Villa Pianor in Lucca with their paternal grandmother, the Dowager Duchess of Parma, or at Bernstorff Palace in Copenhagen with their maternal grandfather. Anne's paternal aunt was the last Austrian Empress Zita, while maternal great-aunts were Empress Maria Feodorovna of Russia and Queen Alexandra of the United Kingdom. In 1939 her family fled from the Nazis and escaped to Spain. From there they went on to Portugal and then to the United States. She attended the Parsons School of Design in New York City from 1940 to 1943. She also worked as a sales assistant at Macy's department store. In 1943 she volunteered for military service in the French army. She served in Algeria, Morocco, Italy, Luxembourg and in liberated Germany, as an ambulance driver. Anne received the French Croix de Guerre for her wartime service. In November 1947 Anne met Michael I of Romania, who was visiting London for the wedding of Princess Elizabeth and Philip Mountbatten. A year earlier, Queen Mother Helen had invited Anne, her mother, and brothers for a visit to Bucharest, but the plan did not come off. Meanwhile, Michael had glimpsed Anne in a newsreel and requested a photograph from the film footage. Anne did not want to accompany her parents to London for the royal wedding as she wished to avoid meeting King Michael in official surroundings. Instead, she planned to stay behind, go alone to the Paris railway station and, pretending to be a passerby in the crowd, privately observe the king as his entourage escorted him to his London-bound train. However, at the last moment she was persuaded by her first cousin, Prince Rhene of Luxembourg, to come to London, where he planned to host a party. Upon arrival in London, she stopped by Claridge's to see her parents, and found herself being introduced unexpectedly to King Michael. They saw each other several times thereafter on outings in London, always chaperoned by her mother or brother. A few days later, Anne accepted an invitation to accompany Michael and his mother when he piloted a Beechcraft aeroplane to take his aunt Princess Irene, Duchess of Ulster, back home to Lausanne. 16 days after meeting, Michael proposed to Anne while the couple were out on a drive in Lausanne. She initially declined, but later accepted after taking long walks and drives with him. Although Michael gave her an engagement ring a few days later, he felt obliged to refrain from a public announcement until he informed his government, despite the fact that the press besieged them in anticipation. Michael returned to Romania, where he was told by the Prime Minister that a wedding announcement was not opportune, yet within days it was used as the government's public explanation for Michael's sudden abdication, which was in fact the king's deposition by the communists on the 30th of December. Anne was unable to get further news of Michael until he left the country. They finally reunited in Davos on the 23rd of January 1948. As a Bourbon, Anne was bound by the canon law of the Roman Catholic Church, which required that she receive a dispensation to marry a non-Catholic Christian. Michael was Orthodox. At the time, such a dispensation was normally only given if the non-Roman Catholic partner promised to allow the children of the marriage to be raised as Roman Catholics. Michael refused to make this promise since it would have violated Romania's monarchical constitution, and would be likely to have a detrimental impact upon any possible restoration. The Holy See, which handled the matter directly since Michael was a member of a reigning dynasty, refused to grant the dispensation unless Michael made the required promise. However, Michael declined to make a promise he could not keep politically. Michael's spokesman declared on the 9th of June that the parents had been asked and had given their consent, and that the bride's family would be represented at the nuptials by her maternal uncle, the Protestant Prince Eric of Denmark, who was to give the bride away. The wedding ceremony was held on the 10th of June 1948 in Athens, Greece. In the throne room of the royal palace the ceremony was performed by Archbishop Damaskinos, and King Paul of Greece served as Kambaros. As no papal dispensation was given for the marriage, when it was celebrated according to the rites of the Eastern Orthodox Church, it was deemed invalid by the Roman Catholic Church, but perfectly legal by every other authority. The couple eventually took part in a religious ceremony again, on the 9th of November 1966 at the Roman Catholic Church of St. Charles in Monaco, thus satisfying Roman Catholic canon law. After their wedding in 1948, Anne and Michael rented a house in Hertfordshire for 4 years, where they became market gardeners and farmed poultry. In 1956 they moved to Versoix on Lake Geneva, and raised 5 daughters there. Princess Margrethe of Romania, born on the 26th of March 1949. Princess Elena of Romania, born on the 15th of November 1950. Princess Irene of Romania, born on the 28th of February 1953. Princess Sophie of Romania, born on the 29th of October 1957. Princess Maria of Romania, born on the 13th of July 1964. In 1992, they visited Romania for 3 days. It was her first visit to the country. From 1993 to 1997, despite repeated attempts, Michael was refused entry to Romania by the hostile Romanian government. During these years, Anne visited the country a number of times representing her husband. After 1997, there were no restrictions on Anne and Michael's entry into Romania. Elizabeta Palace was put at their disposal by the government, and they recovered some properties from the state, including Savason Castle and Pele's Castle. In June 2008, Anne and Michael celebrated their diamond wedding anniversary with 3 days of events in Romania, which was the largest celebration the couple ever had since their wedding in June 1948. On the 10th, a concert by the Georgianescu Philharmonic Orchestra was held in their honor at the Romanian Athenaeum. On the 11th, there was a reception held at Athene Palace in Bucharest, where members of the Romanian government and diplomatic corps had the chance to congratulate the couple. On the 12th, in the morning, at the National Museum of Romanian History, there was a book release about Anne and King Michael's 60 years together, published by Agipra. In the evening, there was a private formal dinner held at Pele's Castle in Sinaia. Guests at the events included their 2 eldest daughters, Crown Princess Margrethe and Princess Elena. Their sons-in-law, Prince Radu and Alexander Nixon, and Princess Elena's 2 children, Prince Nicholas and Elisabeta Karina, Michael's maternal cousins, ex-King Constantine II of Greece. Queen Sophia of Spain, Prince Amadeo, Duke of Aosta, and Princess Irene of Greece and Denmark, who were the original attendants at their wedding in 1948, Queen Anne-Marie of Greece. King Simeon II of Bulgaria and his wife Queen Margrethe, Crown Prince Alexander of Yugoslavia and his wife Crown Princess Catherine, Duarte Pio, Duke of Braganza, Maximilian, Margrave of Baden and his wife Archduchess Valerie, Prince Lorenz of Belgium, Archduke of Austria-Este, Princess Sylvia, Duchess of Aosta, Princess Marie Astrid of Luxembourg, Prince Philip of Bourbon-Parma and his wife Princess Annette. Attendees also included representatives of Romania and of the Romanian government. Anne died on 1 August 2016 in EHC Hospital Morges in Morges, Switzerland, at the age of 92. Although the offer to confer a posthumous military medal on her was declined by her family, Romania's President Klaus Iohannis offered condolences to King Michael and the royal family, issuing a statement which described the deceased as devoted to the country whose name she bore. Her Majesty Queen Anna of Romania will remain forever in memory and in our hearts as one of the most important symbols of wisdom, dignity and, especially, as a model of moral conduct. The government of Romania declared that the 13th of August 2016 shall be a national day of mourning, during which the Romanian flag when displayed is to fly at half-mast at all institutions and buildings, private, cultural and partisan as well as public, and television and radio broadcasts are to adapt their programming appropriately in memory of Anne of Romania, whose funeral will be conducted that day at the Curtea de Argeș Cathedral. 2 days later, on the 5th of August, President Nicolae Timofti of Moldova likewise decreed national mourning on the 13th of August in memory of Queen Anne, also calling for the Republic to observe a moment of silence at 10 a.m. on that day. In July 2023, to celebrate a century since her birth, the National Bank of Romania launched a 10 lei silver coin into the numismatic circuit. The obverse of the coin shows Savason Castle with the inscription, Romania, in a circular arc, the coat of arms of Romania, the nominal value, 10 lei, and the year of issue 2023. The reverse of the coin shows the portrait and cipher of Queen Anne and the inscriptions, Queen Anne, and 100 years of birth, her official title was HRM Queen Anne of Romania.